Welcome back to Josh and Kristie Stealing the Internet. I'm Kristie.
And I'm Josh. We've got some more great Reddit stories for you today, so let's jump into the first one.
Am I the asshole for using a discount when replacing my girlfriend's hair tool?
I mean, as long as you're replacing it properly, I assume it doesn't matter if you use a discount.
I accidentally broke one of my girlfriend's curling irons yesterday after knocking it onto the floor. I apologized and immediately went online to replace it. I Googled the brand's official site, ordered her a new one, and also threw in a nicer Gold Plus model. Then I showed her the order and she saw that I'd used a discount code. She told me that using a discount made it seem like I wasn't genuinely sorry and asked me to cancel the order and buy everything again at full price.
Why? Why does she hate you having money?
Well, if you didn't spend the same amount of money on it that she did, you just are not showing your remorse. You're trying to cheap out on the apology.
I feel like that logic only applies on, dates. You don't take a girl on a first date and use a coupon. If you're already dating the person, just replace it however you want, as long as you replace it with a equal or better model. Personally, I don't know anything about curling irons. I would have been afraid of upgrading the curling iron.
Well, I think from what it sounds like, he got her the one that he broke and a nicer one. So he's getting her 2 curling irons and she's still upset.
Oh, I misheard then, because I thought he found the one that he broke and then upgraded it to the gold model.
I ordered her a new one and also threw in a nicer Gold Plus model.
Yeah, you're right. That does kind of sound like he bought 2, which is odd.
Apparently, paying the sale price was cheap and showed a lack of sincerity. This honestly confused the hell out of me. She's getting the exact same products. I'm replacing what I broke and buying her an extra upgraded one. Okay, that answers our question then.
Yeah, it just needed to wait one more sentence.
Why would deliberately paying more for the same thing make me more sincere? We argued about it for a while, and eventually I just canceled everything and reordered at full price. Now I'm sitting here wondering if I'm actually missing something. Would you guys consider using a discount in this situation cheap or insincere?
In this instance, I don't think I could call it cheap. You willingly replaced something that you broke. That's not what a cheap person does. A cheap person is like, oh, sorry, babe, and then does nothing.
I feel like in this instance, if you had access to a coupon and didn't use it, I would be mad at you and call you a dumbass.
To be fair, we have joint finances, whereas these two probably do not.
Okay, but I still feel like even when we were dating and had separate finances, I would be mad if you were just wasting money when you had a coupon. Now, I do get on the first date, using a coupon seems a little bit cheap, but they are into the relationship. This is not a date. This is just buying a product.
Yeah, honestly, don't use a coupon on any dates until you're very established in that relationship. It's just smart advice. But that's not relevant here. You found the model. Sometimes you can't even buy it for full price. If it was just on sale on the website and you didn't have to type in a code, would she have been mad about that?
I mean, it sounds like, you're not spending the full price, which means you're not sincere. But I feel like he's gone above and beyond. He bought her the regular curling iron that he broke and an upgraded one. That's 2. I'm sure he did not get such a great discount that both of those combined was cheaper than the original curling iron, before the discount.
How much you want to bet he has that same mindset that I do, where I realize that I can buy 2 things and get free shipping instead of buying one thing and paying for shipping and then saving $20 if I only buy one thing. But I could have a second thing for $20 more and free shipping? I'm a sucker for that. Does she even want the gold thing?
Who cares? It's discounted and then free shipping.
Yeah, I just would not have the confidence to buy a random hair tool for my significant other. I could manage replacing one. I'm not going to go out on a limb and get you a different model. And also, I don't think I would have ever shown you the receipt at any point. I would have been like, here's the link to the website. Is this the correct model?
Okay, yeah, I was going to be like, how do you make sure you're getting the right one? Because some of them look very similar and they're different, though. But yeah, just the link to the website would suffice, not the receipt.
Yeah, OP had already paid at this point. I would have been confirming that I was buying the right model well before I paid.
Okay, and then let's jump over to the comments. Top comment, cancel the girlfriend, NTA.
I mean, that seems a little harsh, but also she has such a weird take on your spending habits. Spend more.
Yeah, she made you cancel that order and reorder it for full price for no reason except pride. She wants you to show how much you love her and how remorseful you are that you broke her curling iron. And it wasn't like he intentionally broke it. It was an accident. He knocked it to the floor.
Yeah, it's hard to call you an asshole when you accidentally broke something and then decided to replace it. That's doing everything properly.
Another comment. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Dump her. Someone replied, I would have been madder if he didn't use a discount. WTF.
Yeah, and now that he has saved a few bucks by using that discount code on the curling iron, he can take that money and put it towards a nice date that he can take you on.
But I mean, she had no guarantee that he was going to take that money he saved and spend it on her.
I guess so, but she's getting the same amount of products for more money. Actually, she's getting less products for more money. Because he's not buying the gold one anymore.
Oh, I don't know. I kind of assumed he still was.
Oh, I don't know. Must be something about the way OP writes. I keep misinterpreting what he's doing in the story. I thought he canceled everything and just bought the primary curling iron.
Another comment. NTA. Why would you not use a discount if you have one available? She's an idiot. Someone replied, sounds like she wanted to punish him. And I kind of agree with that. I think it sounds like she wanted to punish him for breaking her curling iron, which I don't get. It was an accident and he was doing what he could to, rectify it by buying a new one.
Were you doing something really stupid when you accidentally knocked the curling iron over, OP?
I didn't think about that, but possibly.
Watch me juggle your hair dryers, babe.
I think we'd have more than one broken one then if that was the case.
But he's still replacing the product, so I don't know. I can't call you an asshole since you're just replacing the product. How much you spend on it shouldn't matter.
I mean, I feel like at the very most, I would want you to replace the thing you broke with the exact same thing. And then maybe get me a donut as I'm sorry you don't have a curling iron for 2 days while it's shipping.
That's true. You might need to add a little extra on as an apology, which he did. He added the gold curling iron.
Which is above and beyond a donut.
Is it?
I mean, in my opinion, no, not really. But monetarily, I'm sure it is.
I think that OP just did a rookie mistake and showed her the receipt.
I wouldn't even think, if I was dating someone in like a serious relationship with them, I wouldn't even think that would be a problem. Like, I wouldn't have been like, ooh, this might cause tension if I show her the receipt. Never would have crossed my mind.
See, I would just automatically treat this like a gift, and you don't tell people how much you spent on a gift.
True. Okay, there is an update, so let's jump over to that. Thanks for all the replies. I haven't been able to respond to a lot of the comments because I was busy writing a breakup text. The whole thing got so ridiculous that I genuinely started second-guessing myself. So I really appreciate everyone who commented. I'm out of that mess now. Edit to add, I canceled the order, but I did use the discount code to buy a new one. I'm deciding I'm going to give it to my mom instead. I'm pretty sure she'll love it.
How gung-ho are you on using this discount code? Is it a Groupon?
It was a really good discount, okay? You can't just let it go to waste. That's like giving away money.
Now that he's just decided to get it for his mom, though, I'm suspicious that it's one of those discount codes that you pay for, and then, you type in the discount code and the order is like free or whatever. I don't know if Groupon is still a thing.
I'm not sure either. I haven't heard about it in years.
But this is kind of how Groupon works. You'd pay for the discount code, and then you'd type in the code and everything would go through on their website. Still, though, even if it was a Groupon, it doesn't change the quality of the product she's getting.
Okay, but now he's broken her curling iron and broken up with her, so she's curling ironless and boyfriendless. Do you think you still owe her a curling iron?
I don't know. Once you break up with someone, it's probably best to just cut and run. Unless she sends you a message and be like, you still owe me a curling iron, I might just let everything go. This was not working.
One more comment. Imagine her telling her friends why they broke up. He broke my curling iron and used a discount code to replace it with a better model. Can you believe that? I'd be like, wait, what?
That commenter needs to be a more supportive friend. You're supposed to encourage your friend's craziness. Girl, what a cheap ass. You're better off without him.
But Reddit thinks that your ex-girlfriend is ridiculous and you are not the asshole. Why would you spend more money on something if you didn't have to?
Am I the asshole for keeping the suit I tailored to me from sister's clothes she gave away?
Wait, is the sister asking for it back? Because she gave it away, and you've already tailored it to you, so it fits you now. Why would she want it back? And also, if I go to all the time and expense of getting something tailored to fit me, I'm not giving it back or giving it away. That is mine forever.
My sister gave me a bag of clothes she used to wear to work before she had a baby, mainly for donation. If I want to keep some, I'm welcome to. I kept some for me, donated some, and used the good quality stuff to sew a suit that looks rich. This suit is made out of that suit. I spent about a month on it. I added my initials to the handcuff stitching, buttons. It's probably my favorite go to work, fuck you, I have a lawyer and I'm better outfit I made. I wear it and it looks just beautiful. I am good at tailoring stuff to my figure.
Okay, so not only did she go to the time and expense of having this suit tailored, she did it herself. That is so much more work. That's so much work. I put so much time and effort into this. I'm never giving it away.
She was over today, and she checks out my closet once in a while. She sees the suit, and she wants it back.
No. Go away. Why are you digging through my closet, first of all? No.
It's just that sister thing where I might want to borrow some clothes. Is this my old suit? Wow, I didn't realize my old suit looked so good.
Yeah, because I fixed it, and it's not even the same suit anymore. It's not yours anymore.
She is insisting on remembering how much she paid for it. It never should have been in the pile she gave me. She tried it on. Of course it looks great on her, and we do have the same initials. And she's going back to work soon. She needs work clothes.
Okay, number one, I never would have let her try it on. Be like, no, that's mine. Get your grubby hands off of it. I don't know if I'd actually say that to my sister. I like my sister, but this sister seems like she's overstepping.
If you don't want sister to try on the suit, why does it have sister's initials on it?
That kind of works with me and my sister. We have the same initials too. Or we did until we both got married.
I love that suit. I told her since she gave it away, I tailored it to me, and no, she can't have it. She is calling me greedy. I can tailor anything and it would look good on me. Can't I just let her have the suit?
Maybe if you pay me for all the time I spent on it. Pay me for my labor.
It kind of sounds to me like the amount of time OP put into this suit cost more than the suit.
I know, and that's my point. And then sister will be like, no, I don't want to pay for it. And then you'd be like, well, too bad, it's mine then. The very least you could do is pay me a little bit for my time and effort.
Yeah, just like $30, $40 an hour.
Because she's apparently very, very good at tailoring. She is very skilled. You need to pay her a skilled labor cost.
Expertise costs money. I don't want to part with it. I love it. Am I the asshole for telling her no, she can't have it? She was annoyed the entire night after I told her I want to keep it.
I think not the asshole. Sister gave you these clothes to either keep or donate. If you had donated this suit, she would have never ever seen it ever again. So why does she think that she gets it now? She gave it away. And not only did she give it away, but you spent so much time and effort on this. This is now your suit. You've spent more time and money on this than your sister probably did.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to believe someone when they see something you pulled out of their donation pile and they immediately say, oh, I didn't mean to donate that. It depends on the person. It definitely depends on the person and how likely they are to realize that you made that better.
Yeah, and I'm kind of the mind, well, you didn't mean to donate it, but you did. And if I had donated it, it would have been donated, no take backsies.
And if Opie had just pulled the suit out and done nothing to it, I might say she's the asshole for keeping the suit when sister says, I didn't mean to donate that. But Opie put in so much work. It's hard to tailor something to yourself, isn't it?
Yes, and I mean, I can sew. I hate sewing clothes so much. Like, I don't mind making a quilt. Making a quilt is fun. Sewing clothes is the worst thing ever.
I have some blue jeans that I could use.
No!
Can you hem them for me?
No, I will not. I will not sew any clothes for anyone. I won't even do it for myself. If this doesn't fit, I'm donating it because I am not putting in that time. My time is too precious to spend doing something I hate that much.
Do you almost need a mannequin in your size to tailor a suit properly? Sorry, I don't know much about sewing. I just picture somebody working on a mannequin.
I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people who I hate making clothes, but I love watching other people make fantastic creations in clothes and dresses and stuff on TikTok. And a lot of those people, that do make their own dresses and things do not have a mannequin. Some of them do, but a lot of them don't.
I have to assume a mannequin is not a cheap investment. Or maybe it is. I don't know. I know nothing.
I mean, I think a mannequin definitely makes it easier, but you definitely can do it without one. Oh, but going back to something you said earlier, I do agree with you that if you had not done any tailoring on this suit, you just had it, your sister gave it to you, you put it in your closet, and then your sister came back later and was like, hey, I didn't mean to donate that suit. Do you still have it? I probably would give it back to her.
Yeah, because it is your sister, and in theory, you're supposed to trust her to be honest about things like that.
But as soon as I spent a bunch of time improving this item and then you want it back, no. I love you, but not that much.
Top comment, not the asshole at all. She literally handed you a bag of donation clothes and forgot about it until you put in a whole month of free labor to make it look expensive. She doesn't want her old suit back. She wants the customized luxury set you built from scratch. Keep your suit and put a lock on your closet door.
Yeah, apparently you need a lock because your sister will just go in and go through your closet. And I don't know. I mean, I did that a lot when I was like a teenager living in the same house with my sisters. But now that we're adults and live in separate houses, I've never gone through my sister's closets. I have been like, hey, do you have a dress I can borrow? And my sister will go through and like pull out a few dresses for me to try on and see which one I like. But I would never just go into my sister's closet myself.
Yeah, I guess I have a sister and no brothers, so this situation has never come up with us.
You've never gone into your sister's closet and borrowed a dress?
No, I've not. Somebody else replied, I don't know if OP has been blessed with family like mine, but if she has, and sister has a key for emergencies, definitely hide it somewhere not in her closet.
Yeah, but then it sucks that like every time you wear this suit, you got to go to your secret hiding place and find it. And then when you're done with it, you got to tuck it back in your secret hiding place. Like that seems inconvenient.
Yeah, I would almost rather just hang it in my closet and have the fight if something goes missing. Give sister the chance to fail.
And I mean, if sister has a key to your house, you presumably have a key to her house. Just go back and steal it back.
That sounds so stressful. Just going back and forth and stealing a tailored suit from your sibling. Somebody else comments, you could turn this from am I the asshole to malicious compliance by untailoring the suit back to its original form, or at least as much as you can, then give it back. Whether you do that or keep it, I say not the asshole.
That seems so petty, but I mean, if sister is really insisting.
It's just that would be another month of work for OP, right? But it would definitely be malicious compliance.
See, that might be something I do only if sister steals it. I would go steal it back and untailor it then, maybe. But man, you are setting up for a fight between you and your sister.
You definitely are, but at that point, I suppose sister started it. Another comment, not the asshole. That suit wasn't in the pile by mistake. That suit was in the pile because she didn't like it very much as it was. Now you have transformed it into a showpiece, and she is butthurt because she realizes she screwed up. Enjoy your awesome suit, OP. Somebody else comments, NTA, the easiest way to solve this problem is to offer to give it back to her if she pays for the hours of time you spent customizing it. $20 an hour is what I tend to start at for any crafted item. Most people will see the eye-watering amount that dedicated effort adds up to, and decide they don't actually want the item after all. OP replied, I could never take money from her. I would rather buy a suit for her, take measurements and tailor. No, she wants that one. The fabric is really comfy too. You're wearing a suit, but it's like pajamas.
Well, I feel like sister is being ridiculous at this point. You have offered to tailor her another suit, and she's like, no, I want that one. That's just being spoiled.
Well, to be fair, I don't think OP said she offered that. She said she would rather buy a suit and tailor it than charge her sister money for the suit.
Which seems way too nice to me. Charge your sister money for all your time. At least make it like her birthday present.
I feel like OP's reply to that comment, though, makes it clear that OP is not looking for petty solutions here. OP wants to maintain a good relationship with their sister.
Well, that's no fun. Why are you on Reddit then?
But despite OP wanting to take the mature high road, Reddit is very much down in the mud, ready to throw it. And they say you are not the asshole, OP.
Hey, if you're enjoying this episode so far, hit that subscribe button for us.
Yeah, it really helps us out, and it lets us know we should keep making fun content like this for you.
Am I the asshole for telling my in-laws they couldn't come on my family's annual trip?
It doesn't sound like you're the asshole. It's weird to invite yourself along on another family's trip, even if you are related to that family through marriage.
My family does an annual family trip. This has been going on since we were kids. There's 14 of us now. The trip consists of my parents, their 5 kids, me and my siblings, our 3 spouses, and the 4 grandkids. My parents used to plan it, now the siblings plan it.
Wow, that sounds crowded already. I don't want to add more people to that.
It's the yearly opportunity for us to get together, especially now since we're all grown now. Some married and most of us live in different cities across different states. My in-laws don't do any type of family trips or travel. When I first got married, I tried to organize similar trips with them, but their adult kids always made up excuses of why they couldn't go, so eventually I stopped trying. This year, my family is doing a cruise. We have the whole thing planned and we're going to eat all of the meals together. We got restaurant seating. Rooms next to each other, decor, a scavenger hunt, a bunch of sightseeing things, and matching fits. It's obnoxious, I know, but we love it. And we have planned activities during the cruise.
And in-laws want in on this.
Anyways, after casually discussing it, my in-laws asked if they could join my family's annual trip this year. Not as separate cruise guests, but as members of our group. I was taken aback by the ask, but immediately tried to shut it down.
I don't know what I would do in that situation. I don't know if I would immediately try to shut down my in-laws. I don't know. I would probably say, hey, there's no room in the adjoining cabins. You're going to have to figure out your own way to get in there. But I don't know. I guess I also like my in-laws. Sounds like OP does too, though. They just aren't fun.
I didn't just outwardly say no because I didn't want to hurt their feelings, so I made excuses, hoping they would get the hint. I said, well, if you guys come, then my siblings would have to invite their in-laws too, and it'd be a whole thing. They were like, oh, you don't have to invite their in-laws, just us. I also said my siblings wouldn't feel at ease with them because they don't know them like that, and they said, so they'll get to know us. This is how we get to know each other better. In our culture, we blend families.
Maybe this is a different culture thing, or just a different family thing. But I absolutely know my sister's in-laws. I know your sister's in-laws. Like, that is just a blended family that I think I know everyone's in-laws. Like, didn't we go out to dinner with my sister's mother-in-law without my sister or her son there?
Yes, we did. I was like, we kind of are like casual friends with our sister's in-laws? Is that weird?
I don't know. They're nice people, so I guess it's fine.
And I'm trying to think, like, would I be okay with them coming along on a family group? And I guess I like them, so I might be okay with it.
Yeah, right? I don't know. If you brought your in... Yeah, right? I don't think I would have a problem with it if, like, one of our sisters said, hey, my in-laws are tagging along. I'd just say, cool. I will either hang out with them or I won't. I don't think they're on the vacation to hang out with me, so it's not really my problem. Unless we need to figure out how to cram them into our seating arrangements.
I do feel like maybe, though, we have a tighter knit family than a lot of people. I think a lot of people don't know their siblings' in-laws.
I got one group over here and I got one group over here and never the two shall meet.
So I feel like maybe our lived experience is a little different. But in this case, OP does not want in-laws to come on this trip. And we've gotten a little bit off topics. So can I get back to the story?
I suppose.
I was trying to find so many random excuses, hoping they'd get the hint. I didn't say the truth, which is that my family didn't care to get to know them and we wouldn't want them there. We want to enjoy vacation with just us. I live in the same city as my in-laws and see them weekly. I see my family once a year altogether. My family also has a very different vibe from my in-laws. My family is close, our conversations flow easily, and we have a similar sense of humor, similar interests, and just have a good time all together.
Sorry, another interruption. Why isn't OP's spouse shutting this down? Why is OP in charge of this? You're in charge of your own parents. You should not have to be in charge of wrangling your in-laws.
But it's her family vacation. She's in charge of saying whether it's okay if they come or not.
Still.
I feel like once she's making excuses that no, they can't come, husband should take the hint and jump in and be like, no, you can't come. She continues on about her family. We are loud and animated and big personalities. I truly enjoy my family's company. I love them, but I also like them as people, even if we weren't related. My in-laws are different. They're more quiet and reserved, and it often feels like pulling teeth when trying to make conversation with them. When my husband and I visit, the conversations feel tense and forced. Or we sit at the dinner table and sometimes no one will talk the entire time. And then they'll go after dinner and watch TV and just want us to sit there and watch TV with them.
That just sounds like my family. We don't talk. We're comfortable in silence. And I have a couple ex-girlfriends that it just drove them insane that me and my family are happy to just sit there quietly.
I kind of like it. It's nice and like chill and relaxing. I don't have to make small talk.
That's why you were the keeper.
My family has met my in-laws, and the resounding feedback was, they're nice, but not our vibe. It's their way of being polite. They respect them and will see them out of respect for my husband, but it's definitely not like they're enthusiastic about meetups with them. So see, they are not like us, where we like actually like the in-laws.
I guess so, and it is OP and her husband's decision if they want to blend the family.
I also feel like it is a little bit OP's family's decision. Do they want the other random family coming along? I mean, it's not exactly random, but it is not their family.
Yeah, it is, but I feel like in a good, supportive family, if one of your siblings says, hey, I want to bring my in-laws along, their kids don't want to hang out with them on vacation, apparently. Just say, yeah. You're not going to say no. Still, though, why haven't we heard any opinions from husband?
Anyways, when I rejected the idea of them joining my family's trip, they seemed really hurt by the fact. They kept saying it was weird that my family was gatekeeping our annual trip and that we were weird for not wanting to include them. There was a lot of scoffing and defensiveness.
How young are your in-laws that they know the word gatekeeping? I don't think either set of our parents know what that word means.
My husband was trying to defend and say, hey, every family is different. This is just how they are. But the whole situation got on my nerves. I wanted to say, hey guys, your own kids don't want a vacation with you. Why would my family? This is a really rude thought, and I didn't say it, obviously, but just was in awe at their lack of self-awareness. I did offer for us to do separate family cruise with them. Anyway, I'm so put off by the situation. Ultimately, they dropped it, but it created an icy air during dinner, and you could sense they weren't happy. I don't think I'm the asshole, but wanted to come on here and make sure. Is this normal? Are other families combining in-laws? Reddit, please let me know. Am I the asshole?
I don't think you're the asshole. I know that I spouted a bunch of stuff about how our families are happy to blend. Your family isn't, and that's also fine. Sounds like you get along with your in-laws. They might just have to go on a vacation with you without your whole family there. Which, personally, I would assume that they would like better. Like the couple times my family has done stuff with, my parents and my sister's in-laws. Generally, I'm under the assumption that the in-laws mostly want to hang out with my sister and her husband. Like, they're happy to interact with us, but I feel like they're mainly there to hang out with their kid.
Yes. And they're on the side. It's nice that you're here, but you're not the reason I'm here.
Right. Sister and husband can't justify 2 vacations, so they blended them.
However, I do feel like maybe OP is upset because she wants to spend all her time with her family and doesn't want to have to divide it between her family and her husband's family.
Yeah, and that's perfectly reasonable. Also, it's weird to invite yourself on the family vacation. Like, this is something that husband would have had to talk with wife about and been like, hey, can I invite my parents because all of my siblings don't want to hang out with them on vacation?
Not only to invite yourself, but then not take the hint that you're not wanted. And then when they finally bluntly come out and say you can't come, be offended.
Look, I already started digging the rudeness hole when I invited myself on vacation. I'm not going to stop shoveling. It's too late for that. I keep going until something happens.
Top comment. The cruise is organized by your parents to get their kids, partners, and grandkids all together. It's not about your family, it's their trip.
To be fair, they said that it's organized by the siblings now.
Yeah, but that's just because mom and dad are getting older and they don't need the stress of planning a vacation for 14 people.
That's true, and I bet mom and dad have the most flexible schedule out of everyone, so they're just like, we'll do whatever you all decide.
Comment continues. If your in-laws want to do something similar, then you'd be happy to help plan it, but they aren't included for this trip. Tell them you're incredibly flattered and love spending time with them, but this trip is not about them and it's not organized by you. NTA.
Yeah, and I feel like it was very gracious of Opie and husband to offer to have a second vacation with his parents. A lot of times I'm just like, no, this is my one vacation for the year. I cannot afford another one. Better luck next year.
But this is an annual thing for her family, so no luck next year. Only her family gets vacations. She sees husband's mom and dad all the time because they live just down the street. We don't need to go on vacation with them.
But that's not quite the case, because it sounds like Opie and husband can afford to go on another vacation with his parents. They should have jumped on that opportunity. I don't understand why they want to incorporate fully into her family.
When it sounds like they don't even know them, really.
Not really. They're loud and
boisterous, and that's not their vibe. They'd probably be annoyed by all those kids.
Maybe, or maybe they want that vibe. They're sick of holding back.
NTA, tell them, I've tried organizing similar trips with your family, but this is our family trip and the only time we get to spend together. It's already a lot of people, and it's a special time reserved for my parents and their kids. If you plan something similar with your kids, we'll be happy to join. Someone says, y'all are being too wordy and doing too much. Hubby needs to say, Mom and Dad, this is not a trip organized by our family, nor is it for our family. Feel free to plan a trip for our side.
This is really something husband needs to be shutting down himself. You don't get to play neutral party with your own family.
Okay, OP does have an edit for all the people saying, why isn't your husband handling this?
Good.
For those asking where my husband was in all of this, he was there and he was helping me make excuses for why they couldn't come. That's where the scoffing was coming from. He was like, hey, this is how their family does it. The brother and sister-in-laws don't know you like that. The grandkids want to see their grandparents, aunts, and uncles. You guys are strangers to a majority of the group. And they kept scoffing, going, well, they need to expand. They should get to know us more. In our culture, families come together. I just wanted to be like, hey, read the room. You are not wanted here. Please don't make me say it. If the situation was reversed and my sister invited her in-laws, who I've met a total of 5 times since their wedding, and only seen at random major life events, to a week-long vacation, I would be frustrated too. I took PTO for and paid lots of money to see and hang out with my family.
Is it possible that Opie and husband were being too polite with their rejection?
It seems like they weren't being too polite. They were like, no, nobody knows you like that, and they would be uncomfortable with you there. And they're like, we don't care.
Yeah, mom and dad just refused to take the hint.
Yeah, mom and dad were being obtuse on purpose.
It does sound like that, doesn't it? Just, well, but I want this, so make it happen. Yeah, no, you're not the asshole here, Opie.
Someone else says, they were being very presumptuous by inviting themselves along. And then another comment, NTA, but grow a spine and give them a definitive no. And I do kind of have to agree with that. Like, once the first 2 or 3 hints do not stick, be like, no, you just no. I hate to be rude, but you cannot come.
Yeah, we all hate to be rude, but at a certain point, you do have to just be like, the answer's no. It's not going to change.
NTA, they were not invited. They would be terrible travel companions that would ruin the vibe of your family vacation. And they are dead wrong claiming that you were weird for not including them. They are being weird and rude for trying to crash your vacation, using manipulative tactics and guilt trips. In their culture, they might blend families. I doubt it. But that doesn't mean that those 2 get to force their culture on 14 others. I don't believe them. They just want to crash your vacation since no one else wants to vacation with them. Don't discuss it anymore. You can tell them, no, that doesn't work for us. And after that, ignore and end the call or walk away.
That person almost seemed a little too harsh. But I don't know. Mom and dad aren't taking the hint with polite, so I guess you eventually have to upgrade to harsh.
And I do kind of agree that, like, you cannot force yourself on 14 other people because that's the way you want it to be.
No, with 14 other people, they kind of got to invite you in.
But anyways, Reddit agrees you are not the asshole. You don't need to invite them on this trip, and your in-laws need to learn to take a hint.
Am I overreacting? Someone or several people using our trash bins.
No, I hate that. Like, I don't use my trash bin. You got your own trash bin. Use your own. I don't know if that makes me weird, but that's my trash bin. Don't put your trash in it.
Husband and I went outside to put our trash bins to the curb. For context, we live in a small town and have several neighbors. We opened the recycle bin and saw trash from fast food restaurants we have not gone to. This is weird, right? Or do people openly use other people's bins? It almost seems like someone emptied their car out and used our recycling bin. I don't know, this is so weird to me. Are we overreacting?
No, not overreacting. First of all, they're putting trash in your recycling bin. They're not even putting it in the right bin. Sort your stuff, okay? And then it's just loose trash. Like, at least put it in a bag before you put it in my trash can.
Well, don't put it in my trash can, but also, yeah, put it in you definitely have a shopping bag somewhere in your junk car.
I thought this was going to be someone who took their dog on a walk, picked up their dog's poop, put it in that little baggy thing, and then just put it in your trash can because they didn't want to carry it with them the rest of the way. And I hate that so much.
And you especially have strong feelings about that because that's what our horrible neighbors do to us. I assume it's only like one person doing this and they just happen to have the bag with them when they walk past our house on trash day, but I don't want to clean that up out of my trash can, you bastard. Worst person in our neighborhood.
Yeah, and like, I get you don't want to carry it. Nobody wants to carry that on the rest of their walk, but you cannot do that to your neighbors. That's so rude.
Especially because, at least in our neighborhood, the way that the garbage collection guys pick up the trash is they take the lid off the trash can and then they lift the individual bags out of the trash can and chuck them in the back of the truck. So that dog waste bag will stay in our trash can until I clean it up. So you're making it my problem personally, and I hate you.
Yeah, I feel like those new modern trash trucks where the truck picks up the can and shakes it into the back itself fixes this problem a lot. But we don't have that yet. We got the old school trucks where people are doing it themselves and they don't want to lift up the whole can and try and throw it in, so they just pull out the individual bags.
Yeah, I would too. I'm sure lifting up that giant trash can is way worse for your back.
I always feel so bad for them on kitty litter dump day because that stuff is heavy.
I try to stagger it because we have multiple litter boxes, and I really try my hardest not to put more than one litter box worth out at a time. I don't know why. It didn't occur to me that a garbage story was going to get gross. But no, don't make your trash my problem. You have your own trash can, I assume. Or if you don't, go dump it out at a gas station. At least then the person is being paid to clean up your mess.
But yeah, in this case, not overreacting because now they've just contaminated your whole load of recycling. It's got trash in it. They're just going to throw the whole thing away because they're like, well, we don't know what's trash and what's recycling. Throw it all out. It's contaminated.
I don't know if the whole load is going to be tossed out, but it is also rude to the people that work at the recycling center because now they have to deal with your trash. You're just making it so many other people's problem.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I've heard that most of the recycling center places don't have enough staff to sort through it as much as they should. So if they see that the load is contaminated with trash or like a greasy cardboard pizza box, they just throw the whole load out.
I hadn't heard that one, and yeah, that would suck if this random person driving past to empty out their car ruined your effort to help the planet. Yeah, right? Like, I don't want to sort my recycling. I do it because it's better for the planet than just throwing everything into a dump.
And I don't know if that's true of every recycling place, but I have heard that, like, it's really important that you only put recyclables in your recycling thing.
OP does have a few edits for clarification.
Okay.
1, no, the bins are not in a shared space. They are in our yard by the fence. They are not communal. Someone came onto our property and did this. That's why it's weird to us. Should have clarified that. It filled up a good amount of the recycle bin. We only really dump water bottles and small miscellaneous Amazon boxes we break down. I've never used someone else's bin other than when I'm walking and throw away a water bottle. You monster.
What a hypocrite.
At least, hopefully they're at least putting it in the right bin.
I hope so. I feel a little less sorry for her now that I know that she's throwing her water bottle in other people's trash and or recycling. But I mean, I do feel like throwing your recycling in someone else's recycling is better than throwing your trash in someone else's trash or recycling. Because the recycling bin, at least where we are, everything is loose in there.
Yes, the recycling bin is loose and the trash is bagged.
But if you throw a not bagged item in the bagged trash, I feel like that's worse than throwing a loose item in the loose recycling. But I still feel like you shouldn't do it. That's rude.
Yeah, how hard is it to carry your empty water bottle back to your house and put it in your own recycling? I'm kind of mad at OP now, too. At least it's a water bottle. Because every now and then somebody else will throw like a candy wrapper into our trash cans. This is always on garbage day because our trash cans are behind a gate usually. But on trash day, our empty trash cans sit out for a few hours after they've collected it. And somebody will walk by and sometimes they'll throw in like a candy wrapper or something. Obviously not our trash. I'm less mad at the candy wrapper people than I am at the dog waste people. Obviously.
Yeah, and I especially feel bad for the people who don't even own dogs and people are dumping dog crap in their garbage cans. At least we own dogs.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just a matter of taking responsibility for your own self. And it seems like such a small thing, but if it's such a small thing, why can't you just hold on to it till you get back to your own house? A top comment. I'd say that's more mildly infuriating, to be fair. We used to get warnings about non-recyclable things in the recycling bin. Unbagged trash is more likely to end up in the roads when it gets dumped anyways. So that's annoying even if it was in the actual trash bin. But either way, using someone else's trash can is not normal in my opinion. Somebody else comments, I'll be the bad guy here. If this is your bin, very obviously for your house only, not overreacting. It's not the recycling in your bin that is the problem specifically. It's the disrespect and entitlement to feel as if you have the right to put your trash in someone else's property. I had a massive junk truck at my home cleaning out years of hoarding crap from the prior squatters. It was not cheap. It was $800 a pop, and the trash was piled to waist deep. We'd fill it up strategically to get as much as we can in each load. The neighbor next to me felt entitled to come onto my property knowing the situation and dump big shit in there overnight, haphazardly at that. I dumped that right back on their lawn, and when I saw them again I explained, kindly, the situation, and that when I saw that massive furniture in there I acted out of rage. Let's move forward, etc. He apologized and we've been good since. But I think this does have the same energy as the people that just turn up when you get a dumpster.
Yeah, and like when we got a dumpster for when we gutted our kitchen, I made sure that they put it all the way into the backyard so we could close the gate and like neighbors couldn't just get to it overnight. Because I was like, I don't want people throwing crap in here because it is expensive.
It is, and all the tile and stuff we tore out of our kitchen because there were like 3 layers of tile in our kitchen.
Yeah, they just kept tiling on top of old tile.
So we were over the like price point weight-wise for the dumpster. We had to pay like an extra $50 after they got it to the weigh station.
Yeah, like there was still technically room in there, but all the stuff we put in there was so heavy we were overweight even if we weren't over cubic feet.
Yeah, like we weren't over the haul away weight, like the truck could handle it, but we had to pay extra because of how much we paid for it. So I don't know, don't make your trash my problem. Somebody else comments, I mean, it's a tacky move. I wouldn't do it unless it was the only option, sans littering. That being said, if we're talking about a few wrappers or whatever one time, it's not something I'd give more than a moment's thought. Certainly wouldn't be worth my time to make a Reddit post about it, so my answer is yes, you are overreacting. So there are some people on here saying it's just a little bit of trash, it's not that big of a deal, and would you rather them litter it? But then other people are on here saying it's disrespectful to throw it on someone else's property even if it is in a bin. And it wasn't even in the right bin. It's a heated issue.
Time I effed up by accidentally texting a friend that his wife was cheating on him.
Ooh, I feel like you don't want to make any mistakes when you send that text message.
I live in a nice neighborhood where a bunch of us are friendly with each other. One of my neighbors, Mike, has a pool, and today he invited me and a few other neighbors over for a little pool day. Music, beer, wine, pool floats, everything you need for a nice suburban pool day. At one point, another neighbor was walking her dog past Mike's house. His pool is mostly behind the house, but you can see part of it from the street, so we waved and yelled hello. She waved back, and we invited her to come join us. She said sure, came through the gate, and pretty soon someone had handed her a glass of wine. About 10 minutes later, she realized her husband Dave might be worried that she was taking so long to return, as her dog walk was becoming an extended expedition.
Sorry, just from the way this is going, it sounds like there's not going to be any cheating at all in this story.
She said, "Hey, OP, I don't have my phone. Can you just text Dave real quick and tell him I'm stopped at Mike's for a glass of wine?" "Sure." So I pulled out my phone and texted Dave. "Hey, FYI, your wife is over at Mike's house having some wine."
Ah, so this is a matter of needing to properly use enough words.
Then I put my phone down, jumped into the pool, climbed onto a floaty chair, and spent the next hour drinking beers and enjoying my afternoon. Eventually, I got out and picked up my phone to check the time. I had about a dozen messages from Dave. Except, to my horror, not the correct Dave.
Oh, not even the right Dave.
I had texted a completely different Dave in my contacts with a very similar last name. Think Dave Smith versus Dave Smithers. And unfortunately, wrong Dave apparently knew several people named Mike.
Of course, Dave knows several Mikes.
Everyone knows several Mikes, right?
If your name is Dave, you know a lot of Mikes.
Even more unfortunately, his wife was also out of the house running errands at that exact moment. And even more unfortunately than that, wrong Dave apparently already had some concerns about how friendly his wife might be with one particular Mike.
Wow, OP. It sounds like this was a complete accident, but you really stuck your foot in deep.
So while I had been peacefully floating around drinking beer, this man had been experiencing the worst hour of his marriage. Wrong Dave's texts went something like, "WTF, she said she was going to Walmart in the library. How do you know? Thanks, though." A few minutes later, I called her and she didn't pick up. Then, "She called me back and is claiming she's at Walmart. Can you see her with Mike? Can you get a picture and send it to me?" Then, "I knew it all along." Then, "Dude, what the fuck?" And just to complete the experience, I had also received a text from wrong Dave's wife. "Why the fuck are you making up shit about me?"
Of course you received a text from her, too. Honestly, it's a good thing that Dave mentioned to her what was happening instead of just going completely insane and destroying his marriage.
I stared at the screen for a few seconds as my soul left my body. Then I immediately texted both of them. My bad, I texted the wrong Dave by mistake. Meant to text Dave Smithers. Sorry for the confusion.
Sorry, my bad. I'm just going to go ahead and block both of you and never speak to you again.
At that point, I decided the most responsible course of action was to grab 2 beers, get back in the pool, and try to avoid the universe for a while.
Yes. I think all you can do at this point is hide.
When I finally checked again, there was about a 45-minute gap in the conversation, then one final message from wrong Dave. "You have no idea how much shit you just caused."
Poor wrong Dave. And wife.
For what it's worth, correct Dave apparently never even noticed that his wife's dog walk had taken longer than usual. Which I have concerns about that.
She was there for an hour.
Right? And she didn't have her phone with her. I might be a little worried about my wife at that point.
Well, had she already gone back by that point? Did she just stop in for the one glass of wine and she'd already left before the hour was up?
I guess we don't actually know, So,
because if you loitered somewhere for an extra 15, maybe I wouldn't notice if I was working on something. But if you were gone for over an hour of extra time, I think I might have to start looking for you.
Too long didn't read. Neighbor asked me to text her husband that she had stopped at Mike's house for a glass of wine. I texted the wrong husband, who apparently already suspected his own wife of something involving a different Mike. Accidentally may have detonated somebody else's marriage while I floated around in a pool drinking beer.
Well, you did absolutely F up, OP. You are in the right sub. But also, these kind of things just happen. It really sucks that everything perfectly aligned, though, doesn't it?
Top comment, you did mess up, but honestly, this pair seems they already had existing issues.
They absolutely did, and you brought a lot of them to light.
Like, husband immediately was like, "I knew it!" And that's not a good response to have when someone says, "Hey, your wife is cheating on you."
Didn't technically even say that she was cheating, just said she's over there drinking wine. Although, the way that OP worded the text, I'm not sure how else to interpret it. If I'm texting somebody's husband to let them know that their spouse stopped in for a glass of wine, I'm absolutely adding a couple more sentences. I'm going to be like, hey, just to let you know, your wife stopped in at our pool party. She's over at Dave's having a glass of wine with the group. I would personally make sure to mention there's more than just her and Dave in the pool.
Is Mike, but yeah.
Yes.
It's confusing, but yeah.
Yeah, but just give more information, OP.
Someone agrees with you. Your wording wasn't the best. FYI, your wife wanted me to tell you she's at Mike's would have been better. But Dave Smith jumped the gun too easily. That's on him.
Yes, it absolutely still is on Dave Smith, but OP, you gotta use more words. How eager were you to return to floating in the pool?
Someone else says, next time either let her use your phone to make a quick call or send something that can't be misunderstood so easily. Like, hey, your wife stopped by the party at Mike's and just wanted to let you know.
Why don't you come over and join?
Someone says, right? Even if he had texted the correct Dave, it still sounds weird. Like it's an FYI he caught the wife doing something.
And I have to admit, I have done something very similar to OP. It's very easy to do when you're sending a text, especially if you've been drinking. At a party, I sent a message to, let's go with Greg.
Uh-huh.
And it was the wrong Greg. And my text message was literally just, hey, your girlfriend's here and she's lonely. Why aren't you at the party? And it was not the Greg that was dating that girl. It was the Greg that is engaged.
Oh, no.
So I sent a text message to the Greg that has a fiance and said, hey, your girlfriend's at the party. Where are you? She's lonely.
This could go bad in multiple ways. Either Greg is like, what is my girlfriend doing at this party? Or the fiance is like, what do you mean Greg has a girlfriend?
Yeah, right? So it happens. It's definitely my fault and it's definitely OP's fault that it happened, but it does happen. And you gotta be less vague. This is how you learn to be less vague.
One final comment. That's actually hilarious and unfortunate. On the bright side, if their relationship was healthy, this probably would have had no impact. If one of my friends texted me that my wife was with Mike, I'd wonder if they meant to text me or someone else. And I think that'd be my reaction. I'd be like, who's Mike? Also, are you sure you were meant to send that to me? Because I really highly doubt that Josh is out with Mike right now.
Yeah, and if they had a good relationship to begin with, this probably wouldn't have exploded. Like the Greg that I accidentally texted did not even text me back. I think because he could tell that I was texting the wrong Greg or I was just texting some stupid stuff. I don't know. It was never mentioned again.
But everyone on Reddit agrees that this was hilariously unfortunate, but be better with your wording. Use your words.
Am I the asshole for using my twins photo for my dating profile?
I mean, I feel like using a photo that is not you is an asshole move. But I mean, if you're identical, like identical, I mean, is it so bad?
Okay, this story is about me, 28 male, my cousin Jake, 27 male, and this girl, Julie, 34 female.
Where's the twin? Who's the twin?
Our whole lives, everyone has told me and Jake that we're basically twins.
No, okay, you're not even identical twins. You're the asshole.
Same exact coloring, same nose, same jawline, you get the idea. I recently re-entered the dating pool after a rough breakup. Didn't have many pictures of myself that didn't also have my ex in them, and apparently I can't take a decent selfie to save my life. So I went on social media and borrowed one from Jake. We're cool like that, so I knew he wouldn't care.
And you did it without permission. You knew he wouldn't care.
Matched with Julie, and we had some fun, flirty conversations. She was pretty, fit, clever, kind of geeky, everything I'm into. She asked for more photos, but like I said, I didn't have any. Setting up a video chat for a vibe check didn't work with the schedule, so after a week of chatting, we decided to just meet up.
I would have been suspicious when there was no more photos or videos to be sent.
You guys, this was the most awkward encounter of my life. She walked in, scanned the whole room, and then took out her phone to text that she'd arrived but didn't see me.
Oh, seems like you and your cousin aren't as identical and twin-like as you thought.
I figured she just missed me, so I went over and said, "Hey, Julie," and went in for a hug. She stepped out of hug range and got the weirdest look on her face. Then she held up her phone and kept looking between me and my profile photo. So I was like, "Why do you keep looking at my photo?" And she was like, "This does not look like you." And I was so thrown off, I was like, what? It's me. From back when I was playing semi-pro tennis back in India. And she was like, I'm uncomfortable. I'm going to leave. And she just walked out.
Not only did he get caught out, he doubled down and lied. What? It's me. Did he even play semi-pro tennis in India, or was that his cousin that did that? Is he just trying to steal his cousin's identity because his cousin is so much cooler and hotter than he is?
It's not in the original post, but I will tell you that OP does say that they played semi-pro tennis back in India.
Okay.
So that part is true. There's just no photos of it. So, am I the asshole? I get that using Jake's profile pic wasn't the most ethical move, and okay, I didn't play a million sports like he does. But again, everyone says we're basically twins. It was a headshot. It's not like I promised this girl 8-pack abs. And I feel like how she reacted was so rude. Like, we could have at least gotten a drink.
I gotta be honest, if I go on a date with someone and it is obviously not the same person and is the picture they sent me, I am not sticking around to give them a chance.
Nope, I think that's a pretty big red flag, isn't it? It's not even like an old photo.
Yeah, it just shows that they are not trustworthy. They can't even be honest about who they are.
Because I feel like a lot of people, you probably shouldn't, but I feel like a lot of people use old photos for their dating profile.
And I'm a little bit more accepting of that.
To a limit.
To a limit. But if it's obviously just not you, no, I'm out.
Because I think we all do that with old photos of ourselves. I just look so good in this one. What do you mean it's 10 years old?
Okay, 10 years old is pushing it. I was thinking like maybe 2 or 3 years old I would allow. 10 years. I looked so much hotter 10 years ago.
Absolutely.
But I feel like that is very untruthful of how I look today. So I would not do that to anyone.
But yeah, even if you do look similar, when it's your cousin, that's just something that aunts and uncles say when you look mostly similar. Not identical. And either way, just take a less than awesome selfie for your dating profile. Why do you want to go into the first date with deception? What is your end goal?
So me and my sister Katie look a lot alike. Like, we looked a lot alike as teens too. And I actually did have some of my friends, like not my really close friends, but like kind of acquaintancy friends, mistake my sister for me. Even though she's like 4.5 years older than me, one of my friends was like, when did Kristie dye her hair brown? And it wasn't me, it was Katie. But even then, like, people mistake us for each other and used to do that a lot. I would never use her picture as my profile picture for anything.
Yeah, because when she subbed in for you for an episode on this show, a lot of people did say that it took them a minute to realize that's not Kristie, but they figured out it wasn't Kristie. You aren't that identical.
Yeah, I also think that we do have extremely similar voices and like inflections when we talk. So like on the episode that made it like even harder because she sounds like me. Or maybe I sound like her because she's the older sister. But I'm saying even in my case, people have legit mistaken me and my sister for each other. And I would never do this and try and use like someone else's picture as my profile picture or my dating picture.
Top comment. You're the asshole. You catfished her. I don't care if people say you look similar. You are not the same. Take a damn selfie of yourself and use that. Stop making excuses and having a pity party.
Yes, this is catfishing. And like, so you can't take a good picture. Like, actually put some work into taking a good picture.
Yeah, go somewhere with better lighting. Ask somebody to help. Sounds like you and your cousin are close. And he's better at taking selfies than you.
So maybe he can give you some pointers.
Somebody else comments, they obviously don't look that similar if she didn't even pick him out of a room. OP replied to that, I'd argue we do. I just don't look as fit as I used to when I played semi-pro. And he's still playing hard. Think of it like those people who use photos that are a year or two old and they've gained a few pounds. It's a difference, and yeah, I'm seeing that I'm the asshole, but I feel like it's more like using an old photo than actual catfishing.
I feel like this guy is still just making excuses and does not want to accept Reddit's verdict.
Somebody replied to OP, no, using an old photo would be like using an old photo. You used someone else's photo. Textbook catfishing.
I just really, really want to see pictures of OP and his cousin. See how close they are. Is it really just not at all close? And it's just something family says because, like, maybe as kids they did look identical, but as they've grown up, they've grown less similar looking. But he still thinks that they're similar looking.
It's possible.
And he's like, you know what? My cousin is a good looking dude. Good thing I look like him. And he doesn't even really anymore. It's just like a little ego boost for him.
Maybe, and I'm in the same boat. I'm curious and want to see selfies of them side by side to compare. OP, do not post a picture of yourself online in association with this story.
No, don't do it. That's bad. But I feel like girl going on a date with him walked into a room, did not see any of the people there and go, that's my date. And then even when he walked up and was like, hey, and went in for a hug, she was like, who the heck are you? They cannot be that similar.
And she did the smart thing, right?
Yeah.
You get out of there. There's something wrong. This is a first date. Cut your losses. So a lot of the comments are saying, you're the asshole. This is definitely catfishing. And then OP replies with something along the lines of, isn't catfishing when the photo doesn't look like you?
So OP is just in denial.
It certainly sounds like it because Julie couldn't pick him out of a room. Somebody else comments, you can't seriously think you're not in the wrong here. OP replied, I mean, I get how maybe the photo wasn't the best move, but she was so rude. Everyone sucks here?
No. She was not rude. She was putting safety first. Something's wrong. Get out of that situation.
Somebody replied to OP, she has every right to be rude because you catfished her. Good on her for calling you out. The word catfish is in every single comment, by the way.
And it's not wrong.
And there's not a lot of variety in Reddit's comments here. You're the asshole. Use your own photos in online dating.
Am I the asshole for not returning a coworker's chair that he put in my cubicle when it was broken, but I fixed it?
It sounds like you're not the asshole. You have to guard the good office chair with your life. You have to be willing to bleed to keep that office chair. Because people will just walk into your cubicle and try to swap the good office chair. And no. The only way to defend it is with steel and sweat and blood.
Wow, you are passionate about office chairs.
Have you ever been stuck with the worst office chair in the entire office, Kristie? You learn how to defend your honor and your chair.
So this morning, I walked into my office, and when I sat down on my chair, I noticed that it was different. A little bit more comfortable, which was nice, but I soon realized that it wasn't my chair. I also noticed that one of the arm handles was extremely loose, almost rotating 90 degrees and about to fall off.
There's always one person in the office who, like, I don't know how they destroy office chairs so often, but their first instinct is to take the broken chair and swap it with someone else when they're not there.
I looked at the side of the loose handle and saw that one of the bolts had come off the main frame of the chair. Now I have two options. 1, swap this chair out with someone's chair in the office, or 2, fix the chair and continue to use it. I decided to fix this new comfy chair. I went into our work area, grabbed an Allen wrench, and secured the handle back to the frame. I also tightened all the other bolts, nuts, and the wheels too. So while I lost my original chair, I gained a better one.
It is amazing how much a computer chair's quality just improves if you go through and tighten all the bolts. I did that with my old computer chair, and I feel like I got another year of life out of the thing.
An hour passed, and Charlie, 46 male, walked back into the office. The thing about Charlie is he suffers from a traumatic brain injury from his time in the military. He sometimes isn't always thinking things through, is constantly questioning everything he has to do, no matter how simple the task is, and he is always thinking the world is against him. When Charlie thinks he won a battle, argument, or conflict, etc., he gets this smirk on his face that makes you want to punch him. So when Charlie walked into the office, he had that smirk on his face because he thought he pulled a fast one. But that smirk disappeared when he saw that the handle on the chair was fixed. This is where the drama starts.
They've always got to return to the scene of the crime, huh? You couldn't just be like, I swapped the chairs and I got away with it.
Charlie then brings back my original chair and says, "Hey man, thanks for fixing my chair. You can have yours back now." I told him no, that this chair is mine now and he can have my old one. Charlie went on to say how he ordered that chair specifically for himself and that he needs it to do his work comfortably. When I asked for proof that it was bought with personal funds, he said that it was bought through the GSA card for the office. So that meant the chair is an office chair and not a personal chair. I also asked why he didn't fix the chair himself. Charlie answered he didn't know how, which is funny because he's a maintenance guy and we have all sorts of tools in the work area where he could have looked for something if he took the time. He asked again and I answered again, no.
Sounds like Charlie's not the best maintenance guy.
He doesn't know how to use an Allen wrench and put a bolt on a chair? No, it doesn't sound like he is. Although I'm actually questioning whether he didn't know how or he was just too lazy to.
Maybe that one. Maybe he just has a grudge against OP.
Charlie went on a rant about respect and fairness for a bit before going to the manager's office. I got called into the manager's office through a Teams message. When I walked in, Charlie had that smirk on his face again. When the manager asked why I stole Charlie's chair, I calmly gave a play-by-play of what happened. That's when Charlie tried to step in, but the manager didn't let him. Finally, the manager asked, "Are you willing to give Charlie's chair back to him?" I answered no because he left it broken in my cubicle. I fixed it, and now I want to keep it. The manager sided with me, and Charlie storms out of the office, pissed off at the world. Am I the asshole here?
You're not the asshole. When you started off the story, I assumed that you meant that they ditched the bad chair in your cubicle or office or whatever, and then you still had your good chair and you decided that one was better. No, he took your chair on top of that, that's absolutely office antics. There's always somebody trying to steal your chair. That poor manager.
Yeah, you guys are bringing this dumb shit to me and I gotta deal with it. Be adults.
Well, to be fair, it's not you guys, it's Charlie. Charlie, don't bring this to me. Charlie, this is not my job. This is not a daycare.
Top comment, NTA. Where was Charlie's respect for you and your property when he took your chair and gave you his broken one in the first place? He's flunking basic personal responsibility for his own actions.
I think we all eventually learned that the people who are the quickest to claim that you're not respecting them are also the people who think respect is a one-way street. Doesn't matter that Charlie didn't respect you. You should respect Charlie.
Oh, absolutely. Another comment. NTA, if Charlie ever steals it back, I highly recommend covertly breaking it in the way it was when it was gifted to you. Then just repair it when Charlie inevitably regifts it back to you.
I mean, as much fun as it would be for OP to just have to break and fix this chair over and over instead of doing their job, sounds like the manager is now aware of this situation, so you could just be like, hey, Charlie took the chair. I have work to do. Can you fix this?
Someone agrees with you and replied to that comment. At this point, the manager knows about the chair situation. If he takes the chair, just bring the issue to the manager. But that's not as fun as messing with Charlie and re-breaking the chair, okay?
I guess it's not as much fun, but also, you know what's really fun? Getting all of your work done before 5 p.m. and going home on time. And I can't do that if I'm playing chair shuffle with Charlie all day.
Not the asshole who steals someone's perfectly good chair, swaps it with their broken one, then acts like it's all hunky-dory because they want to now return the stolen chair now that the chair they abandoned got fixed. NTA, that guy is, though. I'd personalize the chair.
Yeah, sounds like OP is handy. They should monogram the chair. And I gotta say, when I hit my, the peak level of my advertising career, I was around middle management. I would be so pissed if one of my team members was going around stealing people's chairs and starting all this drama over a chair. Am I not giving you enough work?
But I want the good chair. Just buy everybody the same chair and then everybody has a good chair.
Well, the way it works is that you bought everybody the same chair when the office had new chairs over a decade ago. And then you slowly replaced them when they broke. So there's absolutely going to be a chair hierarchy in any office. And normally, the only way to move up that chair ladder is for somebody to change jobs or retire. And then on their last day, everybody shakes their hand and was like, hey, it was great working with you. And the instant they're out, because they usually sneak out at 4 p.m. on their last day, that last hour, everybody descends on that desk like vultures. And is like, I need a better chair, and grabs it. Oh, they had way better desk decorations than me. Actually, I'd like to move my workstation over here. That's just how offices work.
Another comment. NTA, what did he think was going to happen? He's the asshole for swapping chairs like he did. Wonder why he chose you. OP replied, not sure. There were 5 others to choose from, but maybe he didn't know which one to take.
I mean, just based off that smug little grin that OP is very familiar with, maybe Charlie just doesn't like you, OP.
Reddit is all about the petty, though. Grab an Allen wrench, every night loosen the bolts, then retighten them in the morning. If it gets stolen, it will be in the same condition as you found it. Oops, must be a strip bolt that loosens on its own. That's so much extra work. But, I mean, kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like getting into the pranks of like Jim and Dwight in The Office. Like, it's funny when it happens, but so much prep work, right?
But anyways, Reddit is very firmly not the asshole on this one, and they think Charlie is an asshole on many levels, like 1, giving you the broken chair, and then 2, expecting you to give him the good repaired chair back to him, and then 3, going to the manager to complain about it. Those were all asshole moves.
Yeah, that's just not how you want your coworkers to behave.
It really isn't.
Am I the asshole for not going to my aunt's 90th birthday party?
I mean, 90 is a big milestone. I feel like if you can and are able to go, you should.
A few weeks ago, my mom and I met up because she had some things to show me. One of those items was an invitation to my aunt's birthday addressed to my mom and family. The party is taking place where my aunt lives, a 3.5-hour drive one way.
Okay, that is a long drive. I feel a little less like it's necessary for you to go if it's 3.5 hours away.
But she only turns 90 once. Can't you tough out 7 hours in the car?
I mean, if you got nothing else going on that day, it would be nice.
Background on my relationship with my aunt. She is my dad's sister. My dad passed away 18 years ago. The last time I saw my aunt was at my wedding 11 years ago. And the last time I talked to her was for 8 minutes when she randomly called me 2 years ago. Even growing up, we were never close, geographically or otherwise. She had 6 kids, whereas my dad just had me later in life. My youngest cousin is 14 years older than I am, and my older cousins were having kids around the same time I was born. Growing up, her grandchildren seemed much more important than I was. One Christmas, all the grandchildren got garbage bags of toys, while I got a pin shaped like a cat. Grandchildren were taken on special outings and vacations.
I feel like you can't necessarily treat grandchildren and nieces or nephews you're not really close with the same.
I mean, I kind of get that. A grandchild and a nibbling are just in different categories.
I mean, it'd be nice if you could treat them the same, but if you don't, I don't feel like you can expect that they should be treated the same.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, and depending on your relationship, I would personally assume it's more on your parents to make sure you have an equivalent amount of gifts at the family Christmas. Or they need to do their, like, big gift-giving Christmas separate from the extended family.
Yeah, I'm not sure that this is something that OP should be holding a grudge about.
I know my mom wanted me to come along to this party and felt that the "and family" meant I was invited. I know my mom is depressed and lonely, but I just cannot bring myself to go to a party celebrating a side of the family who seems to mostly have forgotten I exist. I also don't want to spend an entire day out of my weekend driving there and back. When I told my mom I didn't want to go, she laid a big guilt trip on me because I should have come along for her sake. Am I the asshole for not sucking it up and going to this party?
Okay, I get that you don't really like your aunt, which it seems to me like you're just holding a grudge. But then I also get that you are just not close, so you don't really want to go. But this seems like something that is important to your mom. And if you are on good terms with your mom, I really think you should go just for your mom. I mean, do you have to? No, but your mom has asked you and has let you know that it is important to her. Just do it for your mom.
Yeah, because it sounds like your mom does want to go. Maybe she just wants some company on that 3.5-hour drive one way? Or for you to help with driving?
Yeah, I was like, maybe your mom's getting a little older and doesn't want to drive 7 hours in one day, but she still wants to go. Don't think of this as going to a party and supporting an aunt that you don't really like or feel close to. Think of this as just accompanying your mother on a road trip because she enjoys your company and would be lonely without you, and the trip would be much more enjoyable with you.
Yeah, because sometimes when a big milestone birthday like this happens in a family, it ends up doubling as like a family reunion.
Yeah, so I get why your mom wants to go. I mean, even if you don't feel that close to that side of the family, maybe your mom does, and she wants to go see her in-laws.
And also, you're not a kid anymore. You could even treat this as a chance to, like, have a fresh start with your aunt.
Well, she's 90, so it's not going to be that fresh.
Well, have a fresh start with your aunt and your cousins once removed.
Yeah, just like with that whole side of the family. Because it does sound like you're holding grudges about not getting equal Christmas presents when you're a kid, and that's pretty much it.
And the fact that you haven't really seen her since your wedding and haven't talked except for that time she randomly called you 2 years ago, which might have been her extending a hand and trying to fix the relationship. But you thought it was weird and the conversation was awkward and lasted 8 minutes? At least that's how that one sentence sounded to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there's plenty of good reasons to go and not a whole lot of good reasons to not go, except you don't want to spend the time on your weekend doing that.
Yeah, and personally, I would almost take my aunt out of the equation and be like, hey, my parent wants to go to this and they want me to accompany them. They want company at the birthday party.
I mean, yeah, if you really gotta just think of it as you being your mom's +1 to some random party and she just doesn't want to go alone.
Top comment. For God's sake, why don't people ever think of anyone besides themselves? Boo-hoo. Your aunt was closer to her grandkids, but you wouldn't go for your mother's sake. Can't people just do something for someone else they supposedly care about? Like your own mother? I'll let you decide if you're an asshole or not.
Well, obviously OP can't decide, and that's why they've come to Reddit.
Somebody else replied, yeah, I really don't understand this. Obviously, she treated her children and grandchildren differently than her niece. Also, how often has OP tried to reaching out to her? Somebody replied to that, that's what I noticed. OP seems incensed that this woman attended her wedding, called her on the phone, and now invites her to her birthday party.
How dare she? How offended do you think OP would have been if she wasn't invited to this birthday party? That would have just fueled her ire with being unincluded in this side of the family.
Does sound like it would just be par for the course, yeah. And, like, it's also possible that there are other situations that OP didn't vocalize.
True.
But we have to work off of what we have, and it sounds like she reached out to you a couple times. Somebody else comments, so your grievance seems to be that your aunt prioritized her own children and grandchildren over you, which is how it should be. She owes you nothing. You're not her child. That also works the other way around, though. You owe her nothing. You're not her child. However, your mom has asked you to go with her for her sake. Have you considered that maybe she also doesn't like them but wants to be polite? Because it kind of sounds like that's the case to me, which, at least in my mind, would mean you're the asshole.
I don't think it matters whether mom wants to go to be polite or mom wants to go because she genuinely wants to see these people. Either way, you should support your mom and go with her.
Yeah, you absolutely should, but I didn't even consider the fact that mom is like, you have to come with me. They're awful.
I didn't consider that either, but it's kind of funny. I need your moral support to get through this terrible ordeal.
I have to go. I am obligated to go, but I really don't wanna.
Please come with me and make it less terrible. And if that's the case, you should go with your mom, and then you can trash talk all these relatives that neither of you like in the car on the way there and back, and it'll be fun, a bonding experience.
Somebody else asked for more info. Do you love your mom? Because that's the heart of the question. If I read this correctly, she wants to go but doesn't want to do it alone. OP replied, I do love my mom, but it's also not an easy relationship all the time. When she showed me the invitation, I told her I didn't want to go and the reasons why. She said she understood. She is capable of going to this party on her own and RSVP'd without me.
Okay, if you don't have the easiest relationship with your mom, I can also see not wanting to spend 7 hours in a car with her.
I guess, but that's just every parent-child relationship. It's not easy all the time. Sometimes immediate family gets on your nerves. It was just such a... I don't know. I didn't interpret that as anything. That just means you have a relationship with your parent.
I don't know. My relationship with mine seems pretty easy. Well, maybe I'm just lucky.
I think you're just sucking up because you know your mom watches this show.
Hi, Mom. I love you. You're the best mom ever. Do you think she'll send peanut butter cookies home with me next time I come because I said that?
I think she sends peanut butter cookies home with you way too often already, so yes? We're supposed to be on a diet.
But peanut butter cookies.
But for the most part here, Reddit is saying you're the asshole. Even if you have some grudges against your aunt from when you were a kid, you could go for your mom, or you could go to try to mend the relationship on her birthday. It just sounds like OP doesn't want to go and doesn't want to accept any reasoning that maybe she's being a bit stubborn on this.
That's our last story for this episode of Josh and Kristie Stealing the Internet.
Thanks for watching, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.